How all, Thomas here. We are back at it again. We finished the Season 5 commentary, but unfortunately we have not escaped from the Infinite Ocean yet. I figured this movie ties in with Season 5 somehow, for some reason, even though no one asked for this. So we might as well dive into it. I'm just gonna act like this is my spiritual cleansing. I have to face my fears one last time just to get it out of my system. And it will be like watching Season 5 again, because the plot is basically just a half-baked version of the Season 5 plot, and they literally reuse most of the 3D animation from Season 5 in this movie. Literally, I think like a quarter to half of it is just recycled animation, shamelessly. The general idea of this movie is that Politea finally matters for some reason. I don't know why I took this movie to do that. She works with the Trix to bring back Tritanus and get a dumb pearl so they can use the Emperor's throne. And Sky nearly dies. He survives, unfortunately. And the Winx have to save the day while looking uglier than they ever have before. It's supposed to take place after Season 5. For some reason, the girls have their Season 6 uniforms. Okay, whatever. Alright, sure. I don't care. It's giving magical adventure, where it's like, literally, if you just had them in their Season 3 outfits and had them using enchantix, all our problems would be fixed. And before we go into it, I want to just clarify for those who might not know, this movie came out after the end of the Nickelodeon deal, so they no longer use the Nickelodeon cast. So, if you're wondering why Keke Palmer is not here, or Molly Quinn, or any of the other gals, that's why they couldn't afford them anymore.
With your broke ass!
So instead, this movie has been dubbed by Dubbing Brothers, the worst dub of Winx ever. They did the first 2 movies, and they've also done this movie. They have serious stars in their cast. Like, they're great, like Cindy Robinson and Stephanie Sheh. Unfortunately, they're all miscast and directed terribly.
You need to branch out.
It's a whole mess. This movie is awful. It's terrible. I might be bored to sleep. But you know, I survived Ruby Volume 9, so I should be good. Anyhow, I hope you enjoy my suffering. I do this for you people. Before we begin though, I do have some exciting news. I'm working on another book. I figured that wasn't a surprise to y'all, in case some of y'all don't know. I'm an author, like a properly published author. Like, I have a book out. It's been out for a while now. So all y'all who have loved my rewrites and, you know, are like, oh my god, Thomas, you should do your own thing. I am doing my own thing in book form. It is called Diseneribus from the Ashes. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll probably see that I posted a little teaser of the next book in the series that I'm working on. We Will Rise. That's the subtitle for it. I took a long break from book writing just because my brain needed it from like the stress of book 1's release. It's still in the works, obviously. The first draft is about, I would say, 2/3 the way done. I'm nearing the end. I will probably be sharing more news and information the closer I get to actually finishing and releasing it. It probably won't be until like fall or next spring, but I wanted to let y'all know in advance, just, you know, like plant that little seed in your brains. 'Cause I'm a mastermind. Anyhow, let's not delay the suffering any longer. Let us begin the mystery of the abyss and try to discover what the actual mystery is, because I don't know, like, I guess there's technically an abyss, I guess. It doesn't really look like an abyss, it's just a reef. Is it in an abyss? Like, what? And I'm not sure what the mystery is supposed to be. There's not really any mystery in this movie. Everything is pretty straightforward. The real mystery is honestly why this was made. And I can answer that. It was money. The answer is money.
We've got to have money.
Okay, I'll admit this opening title card for Rainbow is pretty cute. Ironically, it's higher quality than anything that they've made in the last few years. So that's unfortunate.
It's actually hard to even imagine how terrible things would soon become.
I'm really not sure why they showed the oil rig, because it's very disconnected from the plot. The only reason I can think of is there are lines of, like, the enemies, like Politea, getting their power from humans polluting the ocean, which, like, okay, I get that from Tritanus, but Politea? Why would she be getting her power from that? And also, didn't Flora make her Sirenix wish so that humans would respect nature? Are we just throwing that in the garbage?
I wish that the people of Earth learned to treat their planet with love and respect.
Well, let me tell you, you'll never get it.
God, the Bullabees are fucking disgusting in 3D. I hate how they look.
Don't fucking look at me like that. That's a weird looking fucking cat.
Some of the shots are just framed so strangely. They feel so incomplete and cobbled together haphazardly, like what is this editing? It's so choppy and it's not telling a coherent story. It's just a bunch of random shit. Oh god, the voice acting kills me.
If the Winx find out that we're back, oh, them. They won't be a concern.
Why do their dubbing brothers' voices sound like Valley Girls? They all sound like Barbie dolls. No offense to Barbie. And the audio editing is weird too. Like, there's something in the quality of their voices that sounds off.
Innocent people who devastate nature and destroy the earth it lives on. The humans are polluting all the oceans of the world, and that weakens the balance of the infinite ocean.
Oh my god, this is already so deeply boring.
That's if your Tritanus doesn't get in the way. Tritanus won't be a problem ever again. He's a prisoner in the Oblivion, and that's where he'll stay.
Lies, lies, and more lies.
I guess Icy's over Tritanus. Honestly, thank god.
Oh, my sweet summer child.
Oh god, even Alfea looks worse. Oh, I hate this. You know, I'm still iffy on the looks of, you know, the first two 3D movies. They were so much better than this. They look so plasticky. They look like they're made of Play-Doh. It doesn't help that they're wearing the Season 6 uniforms, which I already hate, so that's great.
Stella, now what?
Hurry. This year's new students are waiting for us.
And we're already over a minute and 35 seconds late.
Shut up.
She's probably looking for her new trendy glasses.
Don't be ridiculous. Stella doesn't wear glasses. Huh?
I can't help being naturally brilliant.
Does being naturally brilliant mean being naturally late? The new girls are naturally waiting for you.
Was that supposed to be a joke? 'Cause I'm not laughing.
Was that meant to be funny?
She was nasty to us when we were students. Now that we're graduated, she's actually worse.
Wait a minute, they're graduated? What? Wait, they acknowledge that they're graduated, so why are they in student uniforms? And also, like, that contradicts Season 5 where they're students again. This timeline. Is this a continuation or not? Make up your damn minds.
The girls of the Winx Club have prepared a special greeting for you.
Again.
We have to do another demonstration for their powers because we have to show off proof how cool the Winx are. Because the students in the audience are the actual audience watching right now. And you must stand the Winx.
No.
It's funny because pretty much all the students in the audience have been students at Alfea for years. Not one of them is a freshman. I will admit I do like this song, Magic All Around. It deserved a better scene.
Each one of you must discover why you chose to come here. Just find the magic inside you.
Clap if you care. All right, let's move on. Perfect.
It's also weird because this scene has nothing to do with the rest of the movie. Like, this isn't a theme of the movie, like discovering your own magic. That's not what this movie is about. So what the hell is the point of this? And like, the first two movies at least did a way better job at like hooking the audience. The first movie had that like long tracking shot of the Winx on that desert planet going into Hagen's fortress and then fighting a bunch of killer robots. And then the second movie was that news broadcast catching you up on what the plot was, and then the Winx and Trix fight at Alfea during a festival. You know, they were very engaging in their own right, and they also set the tones for their respective movies, I'd say, pretty well. Well, actually, it does set the tone for this movie, in the sense that this movie will be boring and pointless.
Did I lie?
Also, those are the most hideous glasses I've ever seen in my life. What are those? They are abominations.
What are those? Leftovers from a welder's convention?
Honestly, the goggles looked more fashionable, Stella.
Another failure!
I'm sorry I can't stay with the girls. You know that, Kiko.
I don't give a fuck. Do I look like I give a fuck? Because I don't.
Why are you apologizing to Kiko? Like Kiko gives a shit?
Another one, thank you.
And apparently we can just open portals now to teleport through. Transportation between different planets means nothing. No Zoomix wings, no teleportation devices, no airships or spaceships. It doesn't make any sense.
Those cell phones these days.
What?
What? She was holding a rabbit. Ma'am, are you hallucinating? Also, what was that? What boomer ass joke? The kids and their TikTok bunnies. Granted, I fear TikTok, but that's mostly because I'm a long form bitch, and I always will be a long form bitch. I mean, look at the runtime of this video. I wasn't born for short form. I was born to annoy for hours.
And that's on a period.
Absolute power. And absolutely ours.
What are you gonna do with that power, though? Like, do you have a plan, bitches?
I will now sit on the throne and become the Empress of the Infinite Ocean.
Didn't we already reuse this shot like 10 minutes ago?
Try tennis won't be a problem ever again.
That is disgusting. Ew.
I've always been the strongest, so only I can be the Empress.
A few moments later.
Wait, why isn't it working? Move, you stupid seat!
It's so weird that the Trix fight over power like this all the time, and like, why? Like, do they care about each other or do they not? Make up your mind.
Obviously, the seat doesn't like you, little sister.
Little sister? Oh god, it's bringing into question who the oldest and the youngest is. I always assumed that Icy was the oldest and Stormy was the youngest, but whatever. Not in the sense that they're like biological sisters, I just thought they were sisters in the coven sense, but you know. Politea is dangerous because she has gas. Apparently she went to Taco Bell in a lavender haze.
Disgusting!
Don't worry, my sweet princess.
Sky!
Ew!
Ugh, god, it's the worst relationship. Oh my god, Sky is hideous. Ew, Sky's model is fucking gross looking. The hair is not helping. The hair looks slimy and greasy as shit. But his face, like... his face is disgusting. Ugh.
You know my title as king is only an honorary one.
And as usual, we can't keep Sky's title straight. Is he a king? Is he a prince? Is he a crown prince? What the fuck is he?
My father's gonna handle things while I get back to training at Red Fountain. No more crown princing for me this year.
And lies on top of lies.
You know, technically, you don't actually become the monarch until the previous monarch is dead, so... I'm just saying, Sky has no excuse. Also, throw that plot in the garbage, I'm so sick of it. I hope y'all are ready for more pointless relationship nonsense, because that's gonna be a good chunk of Act 1.
The throne. What happened? It's her fault. No, it's not.
Death to all of them.
We're only 11 minutes in, and I feel like I've been here for 84 years. I'm so bored.
Who the hell is this bitch?
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem, it's me.
I will admit, I do like Politea's design. I really want to see what it would look like in 2D. I would love to see that. Actually, have people made fan art of Politea's ghost form in 2D? Like, I like the weird jellyfish skirt going on. I like the coral armor with the crown. She kind of looks like a sea demon, and I'm here for it.
So you want power? What for?
She's got a point.
Tell me again why she wasn't the big bad of season 5 instead of the boring-ass, lame, whiny Tritanus. I'm still wondering how she can turn people's powers against them. Like, is that a Politea-specific thing? Like, how does she do that?
An intelligent question at last. I am Politea.
Politea?
Who are you again? I was trapped in a miserable body thanks to the curse from Cyrenex.
Wait a damn minute.
Oh yeah, take a shot every time they mispronounce Cyrenex. There are so many different pronunciations of it within this one movie.
Then those silly humans polluted the oceans, altering the balance which gave me the strength to return.
How are those things connected? How does pollution make you show up? What?
Talk about too much information.
Well, not too much information. It's just information that no one asked for, and also that doesn't make sense. It's like anti-information.
The throne answers only to Tritanus.
So sitting on the throne is pointless?
Exactly.
Then maybe the throne is an idiot and we shouldn't be here and we should just abandon this movie immediately.
What you want is power. But real power comes in many forms.
I'm just so bored. And that whole, like, power comes in many forms thing, interesting, but, like, only if you actually do something with that.
We need to make a deal.
Fucking idiot.
Like, do you mean, like, the power between people, the power to manipulate others through their desires, Narissa style? Like, what the hell do you mean? Or do you just mean, like, through different MacGuffins? Because, you know, we have several MacGuffins on offer in this movie.
What do you feel like doing?
Ice cream would be nice.
Oh god, a date montage. Not the heterosexual montage. Won't someone think of the children?
Anita Bryant, former mediocre actress and orange juice promoter, performed in public yesterday and campaigned to promote heterosexuality.
You know, no one ever asked me when I was a queer kid whether or not I was upset over seeing all the straightness in my media. I'm just saying, I didn't feel protected.
Just, can you never not be gay for 5 seconds? I'm just like, can you not be gay for 5 minutes?
Really affectionate.
And hungry, too.
Hey!
The dog looks nicer than Sky does. That's the real tragedy. I am all for this dog ruining Sky's day.
What was that?
Whoever did the voice for Kiko, jail. And whoever edited that audio, jail also, because it sounds like crap. It sounds like it was recorded in a tin can. Actually, that goes for a lot of the sound in this movie. It sounds very tinny. Who was in charge of the audio editing? Because they need to be fired. I see the dog and Kiko have formed an alliance. Truly, they will rise and destroy our world.
It's been a real busy day.
Did you have a good time?
No.
Thank you for asking, Bloom, but no, I did not. I have not had a good time with you in a long time.
You see, your magic power works.
Oh yeah? What power is that?
The power of being annoying. The power of straight privilege. Ugh, can't you do that in the privacy of your own home? Heterosexuals. Disgusting. Can't wait for all the comments about how I'm anti-straight.
And I do it again. Bop, bop. And I do it again. Bop, bop, bop.
There was a magical pearl lost a long time ago which keeps the infinite ocean balanced and pure.
Allegedly.
Of course. Okay, why does the pearl keep the ocean in balance? How was it lost? Why was it lost? Is there a story behind this pearl? Who made it? Where did it come from? How did it become lost? Why does it hold this power? Is there any lore behind this pearl? Also, why didn't anybody know about this pearl in the actual season?
Tritanus will be like putty in your hands. You just have to say the right words. Convince him he has faithful allies and he'll become your lapdog.
I mean, why Tritanus? It's giving that they want Politea to be like a Narissa type character who knows how to manipulate other people, but unfortunately, when she only has this movie to work with, it's not a lot. At least she's a better villain than Tritanus, but that's not hard. That's really not that hard.
What do you get out of this?
My freedom!
Freedom is just as essential as air.
Me after suffering through the season. Although I did like that question though, because it brings into question what their actual motivations are. And even with terrible rating, Politea's motivation of wanting to like be an actual physical entity is solid. It's compelling. It's just unfortunately they don't do anything with her actual motivation of why she's evil and why she did all the things that she did.
When Daphne needed her most, Politea refused to help.
Why? Why not? Why though?
There's one very evil spell. It requires the vital force of a young ruler who can withstand a terrible curse we'll throw at him.
Why though?
That was the most fake-ass thunder I've ever heard in my life. Well, you know, at least the Trix bothered to make a cool entrance here. Ooh, like the flower turning to ice and then freezing Bloom's finger. Oh, I like that. I feel like that sets the mood.
Like someone has cast a spell. Oh!
Oh yeah, another weird thing with this dub. All the action sounds and some of the laughing there is from the Italian dub. It's so strange to go between Italian and English like that, because you can tell the voices are very different, because the Italian ones are trying.
There's nothing wrong with my views or beliefs because I have freedom of speech and everything I'm saying is true.
Like, imagine watching a terrible English dub of an anime from the 90s and all the action sounds are Japanese.
Let's not give them time to surround us. Stop!
Fucking idiot.
And of course they use the Wilhelm scream. Can we stop using that fucking scream, please? Did they forget to animate Icy's attack? Also, love how Sky was like, let's not give them time to surround us, and then he looks away long enough to get shot. Like, oh my god, that specialist training was worthless.
Sky! I'm coming! Talk about too much information.
I am disgusted.
Oh, even the mixing on the Sirenix song is awful. What? Why is it this bad?
Don't worry, girls. We outnumber her 3-1. Lava Chow!
Make that 2-1.
Isn't she also the fairy of the fucking dragon flame? Also, yay, Sirenix on land. Y'all know how I feel.
I'm so tired, child. I'm so tired. I'm really tired.
I'm willing to give this one a pass because, you know, it's a Sirenix movie, but just know I'm still peeved.
Bloom, you don't want to leave Kiko in our hands, do you now?
Calm down! Calm down!
It's the way that we're treating the Trix like they're a threat when they're just so comically stupid.
All right, I guess this is the night bitches die.
You need to branch out.
Oh god, what was that scream? Darcy's skull cracked just then, I'm pretty sure.
Shadow tentacles!
The way I hate this. Also, like, there's inconsistency with the tentacles. I can't believe that's a sentence I have said. Before, when Darcy made them, they were octopus tentacles, like, full-formed. But now they're, like, blue and transparent?
Huh?
Huh?
Imagine being defeated by a stick.
How about a nice roasted bunny?
Kiko! No!
Thank God.
It was better in the 4Kids dub when they did bunny burgers.
No! Bunny burgers, anyone? Sky, are you okay?
No, he's dead. He's been electrocuted to death.
Thank God.
Wow, just wow, Bloom. This is fucking pathetic. Cause of death crushed by tree. What a perfect way for the fairy of the dragon flame to meet her end. God, it's so boring.
And here is Sky of Arachlin, as promised.
Arachlin? Oh my god. They had no pronunciation guide on this movie, did they? Or they just did not give a fuck. They just got him in the booth and they're like, just record it, first takes, we're going with all of them. There are so many weird rules about the throne introduced in this movie too, like you need like a young king or something to activate it, and it's like, but why though? Like what? Does that mean Tritanus could have captured Sky way earlier and activated the throne that way? Make it make sense.
Tritanus? He's alive.
Die! Die! Die!
Wait, what? Why would he not be alive? He was sent to Oblivion, not executed. And why do you seem like you care? Like, you seemed like you completely wrote Tritanus off earlier.
He's a puppet. It's going to be fun pulling his string. Fine.
It's the way they should have been doing that in the actual season proper. I hate this because it's literally just season 5, but condensed and worse. Which I didn't think was possible, but you know.
Lightning bolt!
What in the Frankenstein's monster bullshit?
You? Where am I? The throne? The infinite ocean?
Yes, my emperor.
Make it stop.
Oh my god, the editing is garbage. When did Icy ever go, my emperor?
It's payback time, and we'll start with that Bloom.
Oh yes, that Bloom.
But not my cousin Aisha, I don't even remember her. I will admit, Tritanus is the only member of the cast who got an improvement, because now he actually sounds threatening. Actually, I think maybe Icy technically got an upgrade too, because god, I hate her Nick voice. I hate it so much. I mean, this one isn't great, but you know, it's a little less awful.
There, I've sealed the portals.
It's just so confusing too with how Sirenix works. It's like, are the gates subject to the Emperor or like Sirenix? Or whatever.
The information we have gathered is incomplete and confusing.
It's the way Omnia has not mattered since the Sirenix episode, and now they're trying to give her a whole ass plot point in a movie that no one wanted. God, I'm just so bored. Because, like, this plot is just so boring. Like, it's not adding anything interesting. It feels like a fucking rehash of season 5. We're not getting any interesting conflicts or character dynamics or character arcs. It's just more boring nonsense. Oh cool, we're in an Alfea dorm that looks nothing like an Alfea dorm. What the hell? Why are the walls striped? Oh god, it's hideous.
You okay? Are you really? I was so worried when I saw you lying there on the ground.
You don't look half bad for someone who got jacked by a bunch of witches.
Indeed, Miss Bloom.
Is it me, or do Bloom and Stella have more romantic chemistry than Bloom and Sky?
Don't ever do something like that. Ever again.
We all know I'm right. Oh god, what have they done to Aisha's hair? Aisha's hair looks like fucking Play-Doh. What is that? What have they done to my queen? Actually, has Aisha had any lines in this movie?
The Trix have kidnapped Sky.
Let me pretend I care. Okay, I'm done.
I mean, don't you think this movie should be about, Aisha? Because, Tritanus destroyed her family. The see what it's done to them in the aftermath. But no, it has to be about Bloom, again, even though no one wanted this. Why did we need this whole scene to do that? Like, why couldn't we just tell them off screen what happened? Why did we have to repeat information the audience has already seen? Like, what is this, Ruby volume? Any volume, actually.
And everything I'm saying is true.
There's no way in and there's no way out from the infinite ocean. Warn the Winx.
I'm sorry.
What the fuck was that long pause? Farragonda acts like she regularly hears from Omnia. What? Even Farragonda's office looks worse. What the hell?
There's one they probably didn't close.
Come on, the tension is killing me.
Shut up.
The Oblivion portal.
Wait, what? Why would one portal remain open? And if that portal got shut, y'all would be stuck there forever. Well, I mean, you girls also survived Obsidian and Omega, so you're probably fine. Also, why are there so many O prisons? Also, it's so weird because they say the Oblivion, like, we're going to the Oblivion. Like, why? Why am I only realizing now just how ugly Bloom's braid is in this model? Like, what is that? Well, it could be worse. It could be Weiss's Atlas braid. You can just open the door to Oblivion anywhere? You can do that? I mean, it's just kind of a green void with a bunch of cubes. I wouldn't think that's very scary. I do like that they included that little bit of Bloom spinning in the fire ring. That never made it into the actual show, and I think it looks cool. But now we have to sit through these fucking transformations. Oh my god. I guess now is a time to just talk about the fact that this movie had no reason to exist. And I also do not like the Winx voices in this dub. I don't think anybody does, but it's like, they all sound the same. They all sound like very high-pitched and feminine and stereotypical. None of them sound like individual characters. Like, I know people have issues with that in the Cinelume dub, but I feel like it's so much worse in dubbing Brothers. Oh god, what the hell are these sound effects? Oh, they're so gross. Oh my god, this movie is so boring.
Musa! Fairy of music!
I love that Musa said her name right as Stella was trying to finish her transformation because Musa just has no respect for Stella. This movie is the definition of boring. Say what you want about Magical Adventure, at least it was more interesting and it wasn't just a season rehashed.
Later, in the void.
Okay, I do like that effect at the end of the song when they go into Oblivion. And I like the idea of what Oblivion's showing them. It just sucks because Bloom's is so basic, and hers is the only one that we see. We just hear about what the others saw, and they're all so shallow, that not actual fears.
Are you sure you always make the right choices? After all, Sky was kidnapped because of you.
And I'd do it again.
Yeah, this feels like a worse version of, like, Obsidian or like the Nightmare Monster episode. It's so basic. And of course, Bloom is the only one to break herself out because she's uber duper special and believes in herself and she has to free everyone else. I hate it. I hate it. It's also weird because like Daphne came back to life and yet she has no role in this movie whatsoever. Like she's not even mentioned or present at all.
No! Sky! The kidnapping, the tricks, and this is the Oblivion.
Thank you, Catherine Obvious.
How did Bloom free herself? What the fuck? She just woke up. What the hell?
But where am I?
Flashback.
This is the Oblivion.
Fucking idiot.
I guess I kind of find the concept of Oblivion interesting. I just don't know what the hell this presentation is. Like, why is it weirdly green and cubey? It feels kind of like the final world in Kingdom Hearts 3, except ugly. You know, I don't like Kingdom Hearts 3 all that much. I will freely admit that, but I will admit the final world is cool as hell. I'm here for it visually. I am a bitch for like endless skies and salt plains. I am. I admit that.
Stella! Bloom! Is it really you? Yes.
Really? So you weren't seeing, you know, your parents' divorce or anything else? It was just fashion bullshit? Okay, great. Stella doesn't get to be an actual character. None of them do.
Look, if we're gonna be stuck in here forever, do you think we can at least get a massage? Or wait, better yet, a manicure? Please die.
I don't know why they amp Stella up this way whenever there's a movie. She's like extra girly and stereotypical when there's a movie, and it's exhausting every time.
What the hell is wrong with y'all?
Aisha and Tekna matter so little they were freed at once. Hey Aisha, what was your nightmare about? Was it about how your family was collapsing because of Tritana's actions? Was it about the fact that you missed Naboo so much you settled for someone else, like Roy, who, you know, you didn't care about at all, who was barely a person? And of course, Convergence saves the day because Convergence always saves the day.
Hold on, girls. We're almost there. I'm coming.
Find me a church.
Does it have to do with working together or like, you know, being stronger together? No, it's just because the writers couldn't think of anything else and that was the easiest way to resolve the conflict. You know, for once, I would like it if they put in a little bit of effort, but apparently that's too much to ask. Really, Omnia? Your decision to protect yourself is to use a bunch of Selkies? Why? Like, when have the Selkies ever been helpful? Honestly, if you were Omnia and you know Tritanus was after you, well, firstly, I don't think I'd be scared because I'm Omnia. I'm a sea nymph. I will fight that bastard tooth and nail, and I will leave him crying in an abyss.
However did you manage to escape from Oblivion?
Fucking idiot.
What have you done? Do you know who you've released?
Of course they do.
What's not clicking? What's not clicking?
Yeah, they're evil. Duh.
They're loyal to their emperor. Unlike you, you traitorous nymph.
Traitorous? You don't know who this woman is. You just met this woman right now. Really? The tricks are enough to, like, overpower a nymph? Just wow. Wow. Okay.
The pearl disappeared eons ago.
Why? How?
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks.
The way the Siren X power tints our hair looks fabulous on you. We need to focus on the situation, but yours does too.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Aw, that was so nice of you to lie, Musa. Although it doesn't look good on any of them except Flora. Flora looks fine. Everyone else, oh Jesus. Well, I mean, Musa's is passable.
Something's wrong. I don't see Sky. Let's move in closer.
Bloom is so Sky obsessed, it's exhausting.
It's so quiet.
I wish they did more with that, like Musa hearing things more sensitively because of her music powers. I will say I did have fun with that in the Season 5 rewrite. Actually, a lot of Mystery of the Abyss things made their way into the Season 5 rewrite because I like elements of this movie. It's just, as a whole, I'm so bored out of my fucking gourd.
Sky! Thankfully, he's alive. Come on, girls. Let's tear this thing down. Let's hit it all together. Stop.
Hello. If you break it open, he'll drown.
The energy it radiates seems to be connected with Sky's life force.
You mean he would drown?
And instead of freeing him, we could doom Sky forever.
Musa, you can say we could kill him. You can say that.
But
Sky!
You're all in danger.
Love it when they speak and their lip flaps don't even move.
Welcome, fairies.
Didn't anyone tell you that balloon skirts with tentacles are no longer in fashion?
If only I could enjoy Stella reading a bitch's fashion choices for filth.
Don't you people have anything better to do?
Does the throne still have all the seals inside? I feel like we should do something about that. Honestly, I was kind of grateful for that because I'm not gonna lie, Stella has been annoying me since this movie started.
You done lost your damn mind. When you get your damn mind, you call me.
She's just so obnoxious. And not in the same way she was in season 5. She just doesn't shut up. Stella is the kind of character that's very funny effortlessly, but like, she's trying so hard to be funny, it's exhausting.
Watch out! The mutants!
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock!
How in the hell? How did the jellyfish become the mutants? That doesn't even make sense. And like, does Politea have the power to make mutants now? Like, what the fuck is happening? I mean, really, it's just because we needed minions, and we also needed to reuse all the fight scenes we had against the mutants. So, we just dragged them back.
No! Hurt them.
Okay, now let that shit just mutilate her white ass and leave.
Wait, but isn't the point of taking a hostage that you don't want the hostages to get hurt? I want the Selkies to get hurt. I'm like, you'll kill the Selkies if I don't tell you the truth? Okay, my lips are sealed. Go to Murder Town. Feel free.
Stop it. Get some help.
Nobody asked for your opinion, you little brats. Who are you calling brats?
Honestly, I'm Team Darcy on this one. She just make sure they shut up. Ugh, this movie is just so boring. It's so many pointless fights. Like, what? I don't care about this fight at all. And it's so many recycled shots. This fight, I think, is just all recycled shots and animations.
Voice of Sirenix!
Why would that work? What Muso, what was that supposed to do? Also, wait a minute. How come Muso was the only person who got to use her special Sirenic spell? I mean, I'm not complaining because usually music gets screwed on this, but I'm so confused. Why her? Oh wow, they kept Stella's attack in the shot, even though she didn't attack because they were lazy as shit.
Get your fucking ass up and work.
Go find Omnia. She's the only one who can help.
Shut up!
Ah!
Honestly, same Politea.
No! You won't escape! Mutants attack!
I'm sorry, this is the least threatening thing ever. Politea is like, I'ma scratch your eyes out. I mean, that would make the movie infinitely more entertaining.
I'm trapped! I can't get away from it!
Me trying to escape season 5, and then this movie reels me back in. Also, why is Politea bound to the throne? Like, why the throne? She has no connection to it. Like, she wasn't near the throne as a dragon. She was in her fucking shark cave. Like, what?
You and I together. We have to hit the face of the arc. All right.
This is the closest to strategy that they ever get. Although it's also confusing because couldn't the mutants just swim over the arch? We're in water. We can just swim over the thing to get to them. This movie is just so fucking boring. My brain is glazing over. Oh my god.
They've kidnapped Sky, brought back that smelly Tritanus, joined forces with a species of badly dressed jellyfish. Sky is imprisoned inside the throne, and...
I mean, Stella did not lie. See, Stella's so close for me to being enjoyable. I think maybe a lot of it has to do with the vocal performance, because I can't stand this voice for her. I fucking hate it.
What do the Trix want this time?
The same thing they always want, Stella. To take over the world. But, you know, dumber this time. Which is saying something.
If the Trix give Politea the pearl, she'll be unstoppable. More powerful than the Emperor himself.
That's just great.
Of course, of course. There happens to be a thing more powerful than the Emperor's throne, and it happens to be introduced in this movie. Of course it does. This is the most ultimate powerful thing ever, but then they introduce a more ultimate powerful thing ever, but then they introduce another more powerful ultimate thing ever, and it just keeps fucking going until we all want to die. I love how they're acting like this is such a big deal when it's like, it's just a bunch of loser villains. Y'all have fought worse. Y'all have fought your equivalent of Satan. Like, you're fine.
The reef protecting the pearl is the deadliest of traps.
I remember Winx Club Decoded once called this reef Obsidian, but in the sewers, and I've never heard such an accurate description of a place.
Have I ever told you I hate this place?
Let's do it.
We're coming, my emperor. I'm coming!
Icy, do you care about Tritanus or not? Make up your damn mind. I will admit, I wish that whole manipulating Tritanus thing was an element in season 5. I feel like that's a very interesting angle where they're kind of getting more self-aware that when they work for a guy, it doesn't go well for them, you know, like with Darkar and Valtor. I also had fun with that in the season 5 rewrite, not gonna lie. You know, it also allowed for more nuanced, you know, dynamics within the Trix and also for them as characters. Because, you know, they're starting to wonder, like, this pursuit of power that we want and to spite and get revenge on the Winx for ruining our lives, is it making us happy, though? Like, is this what we actually want?
So you want power? What for?
And y'all can probably tell I'm having a lot of fun with that in season 6 too. More fun than I have watching this.
We're coming too. No, Serena, you've already done enough to help us.
I was about to say done enough, and I'm like, they've done nothing. But then again, that's great because they need to stay the fuck out of the way and get off my screen. It's so underwhelming. Yeah, that was also one of my favorite phrases in the finale. Deeply underwhelming. And I'm like, did I lie, though?
Did I lie? Did I lie?
Bloom. At last we meet again.
You're gonna go down just as hard this time, too, if you don't surrender.
Love how Tritanus and Aisha have nothing to say to each other despite being family. Tritanus is just focused on Bloom. Hate it.
It really doesn't matter now. They won't make it out alive.
I think that's the one line Tritanus has ever had that's been genuinely threatening. Love how the Winx just stand there and let the villains take what they want instead of fighting them. It's not like y'all could shoot Tritanus in the face right now.
Tritanus. What was that? Okay, James.
What the hell was that reaction? Icy, do you care about him or do you not? Make up your mind. I hate it here.
Tritanus is manipulating the reef, but it's just rock. Rock that's trying hard to pulverize us.
Couldn't y'all blow a hole in the side of the reef and just escape?
Why don't we copy the dolphins?
What?
It's weird that she said copy the dolphins, and I'm like, what?
I need loads of sound waves. By collecting the data, I can create a 3-dimensional holographic map exact to the decimal fraction.
Cool plan, but like that structure of the sentence would indicate that we've had dolphins as a reference earlier. Like we've encountered dolphins and their techniques earlier in the movie, and this is a callback to that, except that never happened. So Musa just sounds like she's on crack.
Fuck you, dolphin, you bottlenose bastard. What is this shit?
Oh well. At least they're strategizing and using their powers in unique ways because that never happens anymore.
You call this noise? There's way more noise at a concert by Justin Bieber. I like Justin.
Musa has taste. Musa heard yummy and she was disgusted.
Get my head, make my toes curl, yeah, yeah. Ew, yeah, what?
We all know Musa's a Swiftie because she has taste. Why is there more unique usage of their magic in this one scene than there is in the entirety of the second half of the whole series? Seasons 5 through 8 could never. And honestly, the rest of this movie outside of this one scene. It's kind of reminding me of that one scene in season 1 where they all use their powers to find Bloom in the forest. And Musa uses like ultrasonic probes to like scan the area with echolocation, and then Tekna turns it into a map.
I don't know what they're called, but I'm sure they're quite poisonous, noxious, dangerous, and a bunch of other us words that I have no idea what they mean.
I will admit, that line is very Stella. It's very accurate. I really think it's her voice actress that's just... it's not working. I don't blame her because she was probably miscast. She just doesn't sound right for Stella at all, and the direction was probably awful too. Because there are great voice actresses in this cast. It's just none of them were directed to sound good because no one dubbing this cared.
Perhaps now's the time to give us the pearl.
And why would I want to do that?
For the same reason why you shouldn't sit on the throne. Let's call this the perfect moment to abdicate.
If only this coup d'etat happened in season 5.
Dumb bitches.
That was funnier than it should have been. I'd imagine maybe for Icy, this is a bit of revenge for getting her heart broken, except that doesn't seem to be what's going on. It's just the Trix being the Trix.
I get the feeling the witches aren't the only ones in need of a lesson here.
And who might you be?
Someone more superior than you.
She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment.
Ooh, I will admit Politea knows how to make an entrance. Politea said, "I will girl boss it up, bitch. No men allowed. The Emperor's throne for her."
The pearl and all its power are mine.
Oh no, my dear. You wanted to see my best shot? Good for her.
Honestly, thank God. If only that killed Tritanus. I know we'll never have to deal with him again after this season, but I'm just like, kill him to make sure.
You promised us the power of the pearl.
Sharing it with you doesn't make a lot of sense.
Shame on you. You promised us.
Fucking idiot.
You really think she'd give it to you? Y'all been betrayed by like everyone you've ever worked for. Why did you think this would turn out any differently?
I'm a really terrible person, and I left her in the woods to die.
Icy, really? You're gonna be all like, you promised us. Like, oh my God.
You promised me! Tritanus! Tritanus!
2 hours later.
Shame on you. You promised us.
Y'all are the inventors of treachery. And you know what? Honestly, good for Politea. She played them all like damn fiddles. Good for her. I hope she wins. I hope she kills everyone.
Stop! I need the pearl more than you!
Sure, Jan.
I don't think gelatinal's a word, but if it was, she's what it would look like. Ugh.
Love how they didn't even bother to readjust Darcy's eyes to look down at Tritanus.
You always plan to double-cross us.
Duh. How dumb can y'all be?
Eliminate those annoying fairies while I take care of what's really important.
Yes, my mistress.
Does this mean I'm gonna miss the half-off sale?
The way this should have been the ending of season 5.
If she destroys the pearl, she'll pollute the oceans of magics and we won't save Sky. I must get to her and stop her before it's too late. You can do it, Bloom.
Of course, we all have to root around Bloom because she's the only one that matters, of course. Once again, Bloom steals the fucking show, even though it's not about her in the slightest. And also, Politea wants to pollute the oceans for why? Like, what does she get out of that?
Why not? Why? Why not? Why though?
Didn't she want to like not be a ghost anymore? Like, I thought she wanted her normal body back so she wasn't stuck to the throne anymore. Wait a minute. Politea was made into like a ghost because of the Sirenix curse, right? Or a water dragon or whatever.
The curse turned Politea into a monster and made her Sirenix power evil.
When Bloom undid the Sirenix curse and its legacy, Daphne was brought back to life. Shouldn't the same thing have happened to Politea?
I wish to break the Sirenix curse and end its legacy.
Altering the balance which gave me the strength to return.
Because they were both affected by the curse. I hate it. I hate it.
Oh no, petroleum.
How would... What? Why Domino? Okay. Why of all places show Domino? Domino hasn't been in the rest of the movie. What the fuck? I'm so confused. Also, why did that boat look like a rotten banana?
Then cast a spell on the bananas! Create a monster army to fight for us! Actual protection! Not so fast! Try this on for size!
Oh my god, so much of the recycled animation is just reused. And when I say that, I mean like, they recycled it several times. Like, so many different shots.
Percussive hit!
Well, at least I got to see Musa punching the shit out of Darcy. That was nice.
And I do it again. Bop, bop. And I do it again. Bop, bop, bop.
Hey, Bloom, you want to summon the Great Dragon or something?
No.
Be careful! Take this!
Damn it, Peter!
Wow, imagine Aisha getting a personal fight with her cousin. Yo, what the hell? Why didn't Aisha do that earlier? Also, if only that killed Sky. Yes, Sky, please drown.
The throne! Make her hit the throne!
No, Sky! It could be dangerous for you!
How would this affect Politea? I thought we only needed Sky to, like, bring back Tritanus. Why do we still need him? The plan is to let Sky die. I'm in favor of this plan. Didn't y'all want it to break, though? Why are you screaming no?
How dare you!
And now he's gonna throw the trident because he's gonna pull a Prince Eric, but worse.
Sky!
Thank God.
Love how none of y'all bothered to do an underwater breath spell on him, or like put him in an air bubble. Sure, let him drown. Don't bother trying to help him.
Stop them! Stop them!
Did we need this? Did we need the Selkies doing keep away?
What the?
Wow, they didn't even animate the transition between mutant and jellyfish. They just clipped them into jellyfish. Okay.
We got him, Bloom. Take the pearl.
Sky would have drowned by now. Hello.
The path is clear, Bloom. Ah!
Damn, that bitch slap.
Boring.
Me at this whole movie.
Now you'll see what happens when 6 pure and brave hearts unite.
It's useless.
Oh, the whole pure heart thing. Oh, Jesus Christ. What does that even mean? What is a pure heart? Is it because the Winx are the bestest people to ever bestest? Because if so, I hate it. Like, the whole point of the Winx in the first place is that they were just normal, everyday girls who wanted to be fairies, who chose to step up and save the universe. They weren't inherently special. Like, yeah, sure, Bloom had the dragon flame, but personally I prefer the 4Kids canon where Daphne gave it to her. So, you know, there's that. But, like, this whole, like, pure of heart bullshit, it's... No one is pure of heart. We all have fucked up shit in our hearts because that's what it is to be a people. To be a person.
No!
Oops, she gone.
Yay, Politea is dead. And hopefully Tritanus and the Trix are too.
Wake up! Sky! Bloom, when he was released, the throne absorbed his life force.
The darkness in their hearts overtook them.
What happened to the protective aura? Did the Selkies just give up on that because they realized Sky would have already drowned?
How shall we wake this sleeping beauty up? A sweet kiss? It's just so romantic.
Stella, the man has drowned. Or that, we could just use the pearl. Why didn't we use this on Naboo, is my question. So let's see, Bloom got her world back. She got her dead sister back, and she got her dead boyfriend back. But Aisha, Musa, fuck them bitches.
The Trix fled. Tritanus has been banished to the Oblivion again, and the pearl is back to where it's supposed to be. We won!
So basically the status quo has been restored. It's almost like this movie never happened and never needed to exist. That's great. Sky should have stayed dead. There, I said it. Especially with how ugly they are. Oof, girl. Death would have been a mercy.
Shush, will you? I can't hear squat.
Why would you want to hear those terrible voices?
She told him he looks like a frog. What does that mean?
It was the truth. Because, actually, no, that's an insult to frogs.
Thank you. I'm really dying for an ice cream.
I hope it's poisoned ice cream. Oh god, the ending song. Ugh, I hate it. It's so generic and bad. I hate it. Especially because they went for this weird music video aesthetic that makes no goddamn sense. The way I hate all of this. Okay, these aren't the worst concert outfits ever. I feel like they would look better in 2D, along with everything else. An underwhelming song for an underwhelming finale of an underwhelming movie, all of which never needed to exist. That's wonderful. What in the fuck? Yeah, there are these weird behind-the-scenes looking things that they try, and it's just, oh god, when we get to the Trix and Tritanus part, I might ascend from this realm. Oh, it's so boring. Can this movie end yet? Please? Make it stop. I hope the animators got good checks for this. I know they probably didn't, but oh god.
Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god! What is that?
And now Tritanus is rapping in sunglasses. I hate it so fucking much. What is this?
Do you think you're the queens of the party? But we're the ones who get to be naughty.
God, I wish I was dead.
This is the most disgusting thing I've seen in my life. I hate it so much. This movie was a mistake. I never want to hear anyone complain about magical adventure ever again after this. This is the purest form of torture.
No.
Oh, thank God it's over. Okay, so that movie did not need to exist. That was terrible. That... Nothing valuable was gained from that movie. No, it had no reason to exist. It didn't change anything. If you removed this movie, nothing of note would change. Politea did not need to come back. Tritanus did not need to come back. None of that needed to happen. Terrible, awful, and boring as hell. And the voice cast was seriously not helping. I'm kind of amazed with how shamelessly filler that movie was. That felt like a filler arc. Oh God. Yeah, I'm done. I need to go watch something better after that. Oh Jesus Christ.